Welcome to Diversity Matters. This program is designed to highlight the diversity-related activities throughout New Hanover County schools and the greater Wilmington community. I'm Valita Quattlebaum, Chief Communications Officer for New Hanover County Schools. This month on our program, I'm joined by Wendy Kraft, the Supervisor for Online Learning for the district. Together, we'll focus in on the details of the district's virtual academy for online learning. Then in the second half of the show, my co-host Maria Black is joined by Amy Conklin, the principal of Mary C. Williams Elementary. They'll talk about the school's diverse population and how, with the aid of Title I funds, the school is creating an important bond with students and their families. So, don't go away. This edition of Diversity Matters gets started right after this short break.
Seven 7,000 high school students drop out every school day. Let's catch them before it's too late. To start helping students in your community, visit boostup.org.
Welcome back to Diversity Matters. On our show today, we're thrilled to welcome Wendy Kraft, the Supervisor for Online Learning for New Hanover County Schools. She and I will be discussing the district's virtual academy and the most exciting news about online learning. So Wendy, what are some of the newest things happening with our virtual academy?
Great question. Our virtual academies are support structures that are currently taking place on all of our 5 high school campuses. So really making sure that we are advising students well and then supporting them through the courses. We've had such success this year with that support model in place on those 5 high school campuses that we're expanding it to support middle schools.
It sounds like our program is really comprehensive. So where is our district in comparison with other districts in regards to online learning?
At the latest posting of data by the state, we as New Hanover County Schools are the 3rd largest consumer of online courses through NCVPS in the state. This past year of 2013-14, we have students accessing about 2,500 courses, and that's middle and high school students. And we're thrilled to say that we are maintaining about an 86% pass rate in those courses.
Wow, that's excellent. So we have an aggressive program and we're doing well.
We do. Yes, ma'am.
Great, great. And you talked before when we were preparing for this interview about some new state board requirements for 6th graders.
Yes.
What do 6th grade parents need to know?
So last December, the State Board of Education for North Carolina created a board requirement, not yet board policy, but a board requirement that beginning with the graduating class of 2020, and that's our current 6th graders, that every student will have to take and pass an online course in order to graduate from a North Carolina public school.
At least one online course.
At least one online course. Now, it's not yet board policy, so some of those specific details have not yet been ironed out and shared with the districts. But we are going ahead and preparing for support structures and building that infrastructure so that we're ready and we're able to support every student in an online course.
Okay. And what percentage of our students in New Hanover County Schools are enrolled in online learning? And how does that compare to when we first implemented the program?
Oh, goodness. So we started with NCVPS back in 2007, and we had just a couple of high schools that were dipping their toe into it, if you would, accessing about 30 courses per year. Now, with 2013-14, we have 2,500 students accessing online courses, and that's representative of middle school. We have our 8th grade students that are high achievers ready to access that high school coursework, as well as high school students accessing high school courses. So we have certainly grown in our usage, but like you mentioned earlier, we're growing well. Our students are doing well.
Great. And do you have to be enrolled in New Hanover County Schools to take virtual classes on our behalf.
Yes, ma'am, you do. You have to be fully enrolled into New Hanover County school system. Because NCVPS, it's North Carolina Virtual Public School, it is created for the benefit of public school students in North Carolina. Now, there is a way, if you're not a public school student, that you can go directly through the state. There are some fees involved and some processes. You can find that information on the website, but to work through our district, yes, you do have to be fully enrolled in New Hanover County schools to access our courses.
And speaking of fees, how much does it cost for our students to take the online courses?
It's free.
Wow.
It's totally free for our students, whether they're taking a credit recovery course or an AP course. It's a free experience. No books need to be purchased. Now, the district does pay a fee for the courses, but that fee is not relayed to the families. That's something that we absorb because of our commitment to online learning and to best meeting our students' needs using various tools.
So students have access to all of these courses,
Yes,
even
ma'am.
some that we don't offer,
Absolutely.
free of charge.
Absolutely.
Great.
And in
appointment.
addition to NCVPS courses being free, there's also online courses through the North Carolina School of Science and Mathematics that students can participate with, just contacting their high school guidance counselors, and those are also free online courses.
So if you have a child who wants to advance in science and math, they can move
Absolutely.
forward.
And they have some amazing courses like Honors Aerospace Engineering that we just don't offer because we don't have enough students to warrant a class. They can take advantage of that through the NCSSM, that North Carolina School of Science and Mathematics.
Okay. And if a middle school student takes high school courses, does that count towards its high school record?
Yes, so the way the policy is written is that middle school students accessing a high school course will gain credit towards high school graduation, but they will not earn any grade towards their high school GPA. That grade will not contribute. Now, the only caveat that I should explain is if it is an 8th grader taking a summer course as a rising 9th grader, so that summer between 8th grade and 9th grade, the state recognizes them during that summer coursework as a high school student because they've completed middle school. And so as that rising 9th grader during the summer, they are recognized as a high school student. They do begin contributing towards their GPA and earning that high school credit towards graduation.
Okay. All right. And what about the graduation project? We know how that gives so many students angst. Can that be done online?
We're working towards creating a process so that it can. Currently, students can take English 4 through NCVPS. It is available, but that is a state-created course, whereas the graduation project is a local requirement, and so that is not embedded into that state English 4 course. So we realize some students, because of their unique needs, need to take English 4 online. We as a district are trying to create an online graduation project component so that students can also take that graduation project online and fulfill both English 4 and New Hanover County's graduation project online.
So that's something down the road.
Down the road. We're working towards it. We have some tentative timelines in place. I'd hate to mention those and be held to them, but we're definitely working towards that.
Do you think you'll have a lot of takers for that?
Potentially, yes. We're working very hard with and very closely with the high school English teachers to make sure that this online format mirrors the experience of the face-to-face format for a graduation project so that it's maintaining the integrity.
And the rigor, right?
And the
so
rigor,
it won't be
absolutely.
just an easier route.
No, ma'am.
Right.
It'll be a different route, but having the same course experiences throughout. So the rigor, the integrity is maintained.
Excellent.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and what about foreign language classes? I know we have our strong immersion program at Forest Hills. Would this be a way for those students who are so fluent in Spanish and in the future Chinese, will this be a way for them to further their studies?
I think that's a great opportunity for our students to make those connections. As early as middle school, our students can access these high school courses in the world language field. So, certainly the Spanish, the Mandarin Chinese is available, as well as a wide variety of other world language courses. But I could definitely see that being an extension for these students going through the immersion program, and even potentially an opportunity for our high school students currently taking Mandarin Chinese to be able to maybe connect back with the students at Forest Hills to be a win-win situation.
Right, to help them out?
Yeah.
That's great.
It would help both the elementary students, but it would also help the high school students to be partnering.
And all kind of other languages, of course, right?
Absolutely.
I know my daughter was interested in Japanese. So
Japanese, Arabic, Russian, German, French, Latin, Spanish, so a wide variety of online courses.
let me ask you, do you think that parents are as aware of this as they need to be?
I would love to continue to put the opportunities and the information out there for parents. I think that we're doing a better job each year at sharing the opportunities available. With online learning, it's one of those pieces where it continues to grow, it continues to expand opportunities. And that's one of the beauties of it. Online learning is truly a tool for schools and families to best meet students' unique needs. And so a challenge is helping to keep the parents informed of the newest opportunities available.
Let me ask you this, if I'm a parent and I'm thinking about it, what are some of the needs I need to make sure my child has? What do I need?
The characteristics?
Right, the
Yes.
characteristics and the equipment.
Good question. So I would like to also, I'll share a couple things, but also on the New Hanover County Schools website, there's an online learning link that has an opportunity for prospective students to look and go through a quiz for, do I have the characteristics to be a strong online learner? What are some typical days? What does it look like in an online course? Can I preview a course? So there's a lot of resources available on our New Hanover County Schools website, but just speaking of some general characteristics, time management is probably the greatest challenge for our students in an online course, because they're not bound by the typical second block. I come in and I've got someone helping me stay on pace each day. It's more of an independent, I have to manage my time, I have to prioritize my time. So time management is a challenge for our students. Organization is a challenge. With the virtual academy support model, the navigation, communication, it's not as much of a challenge as it used to be before we were able to implement that support structure. As far as technology, all of the courses are web-based, so certainly access daily to a computer with internet. And beyond that,
is there a teacher? We know there's the online instructor, but if they need one of our teachers to support them, would they have access?
Certainly, yes. They are still our student, although they may be taking an online course. So all of our resources on our campuses are available to them. If they're taking an online math course and they need some extra math tutoring, certainly there's some tutoring components built into their online course, but as a school we can also connect them to an after-school math tutoring group potentially, or to working with a teacher maybe if there's one available during a planning period or before or after school. So absolutely taking advantage of resources on campus as well.
Okay. So where is all this going, Wendy? What's the future of online learning?
That is a great question. That's that $10,000 question. Online learning continues to grow and change, and I would imagine we could have a conversation in 3 months and I would have a different answer, and 3 months later another different answer, because there's so many new opportunities coming available to our schools and our students related to online learning to, again, best meet their individual needs. I can say though, in the immediate future, NCVPS will be used by our district for summer school. And so summer school is around the corner, starting June 16th, going through August 8th. And if any students are interested in taking an online course this summer, middle school and high school students, and these would be high school content courses. So if a student needs to take a course for recovering a credit or for acceleration opportunities, that is available, and the best way to get started would be to reach out to their school counselors and their school e-learning advisor to get that process going.
Okay. Well, this show is all about diversity, and certainly our online learners are a diverse part of our school population.
Absolutely.
And I thank you so much for the work you do to help make that happen, Wendy.
Thank you.
Now, don't go away. Coming on Diversity Matters, my co-host Maria Black will be joined by Williams Elementary Principal Amy Conklin. They'll discuss the school's community outreach to their diverse student population.
I come from a big family. I'm the oldest of 6. To me, being the first person to go to college, it's like setting a standard, you know? My little brother is 8 years old now. I challenge his curiosity. I challenge him to dream. I have to paint a picture for him that he can look up to and live up to and possibly be better than. My name is Jaquez, and I am your dividend.
I really appreciate what Miss Conklin is doing. I feel like somebody's taking care extra mile for my kids because we're supposed to go to the school, but they come in here, oh, this is great. I really appreciate that. And I feel like somebody is doing what they're supposed to be doing. It's not that they have to do it, but that feeling, the way they're doing it, make me feel important. So now I know that I have to keep coming to the school and help in any way that they need me.
As we just heard, parents are very excited about what is going on at Mary C. Williams. They're really enjoying the community outreach efforts. And today we're going to hear firsthand account from the principal as to what they're doing to reach out to the diverse student population.
Well, Williams Elementary School is a very diverse school. We're a little bit over 50% Hispanic, 40% white, and about 10% black. We are a Title I school. We are one of the highest poverty schools in the county, elementary schools in the county. But we have children that are just very excited about learning. And so that is just a pleasure to work with the children. Very few disruptions to the learning environment. And one of the reasons why we have so few disruptions to the learning environment is because we have such a great staff. We have diverse staff as well.
That's wonderful. Great. You mentioned you're a Title I school. Can you share for those that may not know what is a Title I school? What makes you a Title I school?
Well, a Title I school is a school that receives federal funding in addition to state and local funding. And I believe it's about 50% poverty. You are considered a Title I school.
Okay, wonderful. You've been the principal here at Mary C. Williams for 2 years. I believe the first year you were an interim principal, and now you're officially the principal of the school. What are some of the things that you would like to accomplish as the principal, as the leader in this building?
Well, one of the things that's very important to me is that students understand their learning targets and that they set goals and that they achieve their goals. And one of the things that we started doing this year was we started collecting data notebooks. And students have math goals, reading goals, behavior goals, attendance goals, all sorts of goals. And of course, the accumulation of that was our student-led conference night. We had 2 student-led conference nights just last week.
Okay, great. We're going to talk some more about that in just a minute. That's great. A couple of things you just mentioned about that I'd like to talk about. Along those lines then, we have that studies reveal that students with parents who are involved in their school tend to have fewer behavioral problems, better academic performance, attendance than those who are not involved. Is that something you agree with, and what have you seen? What's your experience with that theory?
Well, oh, absolutely. And we have a core, very hardworking. It's a small PTA, but we have a great PTA, and so we do have PTA events as well as school-wide parent involvement events. And we've done a lot of different things this year for parent involvement. We had an ESL literacy night, and we had a math night, played math, taught the parents how to play math games with their children, and of course the literacy nights. And then we have just fun PTA nights. I mean, we have the jelly beans skate nights, and we have a great jungle rapids night. So we kind of try and do a combination of different things to get parents involved with school.
That's wonderful. And as you mentioned, those activities, I would think that funding is also an important, element to accomplish those things. Is that one of the things that Title I also covers? They help you funding the different events?
Absolutely, yes. Okay. We have a line item, a budget for parent involvement activities, and we've funded our parent involvement nights with those activities. We not only are we able to provide supplies, but we can also sometimes provide dinners and yeah.
Oh yes, and that's a big piece.
Yeah.
Whenever there is food,
Well,
people are like, okay, that's another incentive.
Well, it's just, you know, we're a community. We're a
Right.
school community, and parents are a big part. And so, you know, we want to show our appreciation to them for sending us their children, you know, ready to learn each morning. So
Absolutely, that's definitely
definitely a partnership.
Absolutely. And then talking about partnerships and community, I had the great opportunity of witnessing the community outreach event that took place a couple of days ago at the nearby neighborhood where I would guess a lot of your student population live. And that was awesome. It was just such a neat thing to watch. And like you mentioned a little while ago, you held there the student-led conferences.
Right.
You shared about data notebooks, and that was like really incredible to see the interactions amongst them.
Right.
What is your perspective? How do you feel about
Well,
that?
we actually had 2 nights in a row. We had an event here at school, and then we had an event at the community where over 100 of our children from Williams live in that one community. So we just felt like it was a natural thing to go to them.
Absolutely.
So we had 2 nights. So parents could come to the school event, or they could come to the neighborhood event, and they got to choose. We even let them decide if they wanted to come to both, they could come to both.
That's
So,
great.
and one of the things that was so, I think, powerful and fun for us to see was when we went out to the Royal Palms community event. It was fun to see the children explaining their goals and their achievements to their parents, you know, in Spanish. That was fun for us.
That's great. Yes, as a matter of fact, I also had the pleasure of speaking with one of the parents that she was with her children, and she did a little clip for us because she was just really, she felt like, wow, this is great. I've never been to a school that have done this type of activity. I'm loving it. You know, school coming out, it makes us feel really important. So,
Right. And when,
great
you know,
feedback.
over a fifth of your student population lives in one neighborhood, it's kind of a natural thing to do, to go out and visit them. We also did an event at the beginning of school, a welcome back to school event, and then we had the student-led conference.
That's awesome. It's just so exciting to see everybody just really interacting and excited about learning. There was a table with materials, bilingual material and books, and it was just a great thing to be a part of.
Right.
You also, regarding staff, you have at the front office someone who speaks Spanish, who is bilingual, that's here at school, just, you know, assisting parents, anyone who may come. And then you also have a parent liaison that serves the school. Is there any other resources? Do you have other resources that help you when you're conducting bilingual events?
Well, you know, of course, we have folks from your office that come out for more formal meetings, but we did see a need, I did see a need here for the parent liaison position, and that's something that we've used with our Title I money to hire somebody to be a parent liaison, to be able to answer questions. You know, unfortunately, a lot of our parents don't read Spanish. They speak Spanish, but they don't read Spanish. So sometimes when we send flyers and things home, you know, there still is that gap with the literacy. So the parent liaison position is somebody that can really help with that.
Wonderful. That's great. I recently heard something along the lines that you would like to initiate a year-round school program pretty soon. Why would that be? What do you hope to accomplish, and what's driving your desire to make Mary C. Williams a year-round school?
Well, you know, the whole summer vacation is kind of antiquated, really, if you think about it. And our students do have a little bit of a summer slide. They come back, you know, with somewhat skill regression. And so we are hoping that if we can get to the year-round calendar, then we can prevent some of that.
That's awesome. Well, it sounds to me like there is just so much going on at Mary C. Williams, and the goals and everybody working together to improve student outcomes and achieve great academic performance. So that's just so encouraging. And as we close, then what would you say to a parent that is out there, let's say, coming to the area, looking for a place to live and a great school to attend? How would you encourage them to come and choose Mary C. Williams?
Well, I've got to tell you that the teaching staff here is phenomenal. And so they're really the people in the classroom. The teachers in the classroom are really the ones making the difference here. And I, of course, think that we are a great staff and a great school. And as I said, we have wonderful children who come get off the bus ready to learn every day.
Great. And of course, they can benefit also from a cultural experience by great diversity.
Absolutely.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure talking to you and being a part of the great things happening around here.
Thank you.
We want to thank everyone at Mary C. Williams for their support, their encouragement, and everything that they are doing to involve the community and the students they serve. This is just an example of all the great things that are happening across New Hanover County Schools, because after all, diversity matters. And now, don't go away. We'll be right back.
Hay muchas razones para ir a la universidad.
Para educarte.
Para tener un título.
Para triunfar.
Para ser inteligente. Para ser rico.
Para ser famoso.
Famosa.
Para crecer.
Para ser amigos.
Muchos amigos.
Para que tus padres estén orgullosos.
Para que tus hijos estén orgullosos.
Para ser feliz.
Estudia.
Supérate.
Yeah.
Ve a la universidad.
Go to college.
Hagan que sus hijos vayan al colegio.
Sí se puede.
El Hispanic Scholarship Fund te puede ayudar.
877-473-4636. networkforgood.org.
Thank you so much for joining us for this edition of Diversity Matters. If you would like more information about our district's ESL program, call Maria Black at 254-4202, and feel free to call the district's Public Relations Department at 254-4245 if you have a story idea for future editions of Diversity Matters. Until next time, I'm Valita Quattlebaum, and on behalf of my co-host Maria Black, thanks for watching. We'll see you again next month, right here on Diversity Matters.